Hey everybody, I thought I'd make a quick video about this laptop I just very recently got. This is a ThinkPad T14 from 2021. This laptop here has um, an AMD 5850U, I believe, and comes with 32 gigabytes of RAM and a 512 gigabyte M2 hard drive. And the main reason I wanted to make a video was because um, with the rising costs of consumer electronics growing by the day and projected to increase till almost 2030, the refurbished and used market, I think, is a more important time than ever to look for these sort of deals. And I think, because, everything is getting so expensive, from, you know, necessary items to groceries to not so necessary items like this, that being able to find the best deals possible is really important now more than ever. So I thought I'd just give a quick review, or a overview rather, of this laptop, and show why I think it's a pretty good deal for a reasonable price point compared to what Lenovo and Dell and even Apple are currently selling uh, their newest products for. This one here cost me before tax $666.66 in Canada. I'm sure in America there's way more. I think there's way more deals to be had than there is here. So you'll probably have way more luck finding an even better deal maybe on a laptop like this. So going into it real quick, I mean, you have your USB 3 ports here, Ethernet port over here, nothing in the back, uh, other than as far as storage. There's also a Kensington lock. Over here, you have a USB C, which you could charge from, which is really nice. So already had USB C implementation for quick charging. And over here, I think it's like Lenovo's proprietary docking system. I don't remember what it's called. I really don't, but Lenovo sells their own docking system, which you could connect to this, and it's a little bit more seamless, I guess. Here's another USB 3, HDMI, headphone jack, micro SD card slot. Really nice for those who want to do any sort of video editing on this, although maybe that may not be the best idea depending on the screen you get, which is also something I'll point out later. You can upgrade the screen to on this. Yeah, so I thought I would also just maybe open this laptop up for you guys, and just to show you the modularity of it, so you can see with your own eyes as well. I think I'll just keep this whole section in without fast forwarding. Hopefully it goes by pretty fast, and that way in real time you could see how easy it is and how little time it takes. Now, I think the main reason you would want to get the Intel variant over the AMD variant is if you really valued Thunderbolt 4. These this generation of AMD laptop, and I don't know which generation does, but this one does not support Thunderbolt. I think the maximum you get is a 10 gigabit connection, not the 40 that Thunderbolt advertises. So um, it'll take there's no eGPU support like there would be in the Intel variant of this laptop, which depending if you have a hybrid work situation, or you plug in your laptop to do some serious gaming or something like that, then I would guess that would be the laptop to get. But this in general, I think this laptop is much better for this generation of AMD was much better than what Intel was offering at the time, both performance per watt, efficiency, power. So I think there was very little reason other than quick sync and uh, Thunderbolt to buy the Intel variant. Sorry, just almost done here. Yeah, and there you go. So it took a little bit of effort, but really all you need is just one opening pick, guitar pick, or any sort of even a credit card would work. And here's the metal, the bottom half of the screen. Sorry, screen. The bottom half of the case. Uh, and I think I'll just take the camera here and show you guys how this looks over here. Sorry. Um, Sorry, I had a bit of trouble there. With getting the viewfinder to work, so I had to start a new clip. Um, so let me just rotate this around real quick. Yeah, here we have the interior of this laptop. So this here is your battery. It comes with a 45 milliamp hour battery, and then uh, the the two main features of this laptop that make it so I think desirable in this day and age with how expensive everything is pretty much these three slots right here. So this here is your SODIMM slot. So this already came pre-installed with. I can just grab some focus. My goodness, 1 second. With 16 gigs, and the other 16 gig is soldered right onto the chip, I believe. So, yeah, plenty of options for upgrading. If let's say you only have 8 gigs, you're saving up, you could get a 16 gig slot SODIMM chip later on, sell the other one, you recoup some of your cost. I think it's just really valuable to have, any sort of upgradability in a laptop now more than ever. So it's really nice to see this. And one of the main reasons I would get it. Right here, uh, upgradable storage. This is a M2 slot for 512 gigs of storage, also from SK Hynix. And yeah, it's just really nice to have expandable storage in this day and age too, right? And then here we have the Wi-Fi module, and I believe this is probably a MediaTek one. And you can upgrade to an Intel AX Wi-Fi module for like $20-$30, and I think it's probably worth to do in the future, like whenever you are able to do so. It is a bit better in efficiency and range. I think works very well. Has even like better Linux support too. So I would recommend doing that if you're able to. It's a nice to have, not needed. But upgradable memory and storage, I think these are close to non-negotiables in this day and age. So I would really recommend trying to find a used or refurbished laptop that has those two things. Another thing that's upgradable is the screen. This here has mine came pre-configured, I think, with their top end 400 nit 60 hertz 1080p IPS panel, which I think it works well enough. It's much better than the TN panel that came with like the 6th gen X1 Carbon that I had. This one here is much more pleasant to look at. It's matte, which I personally prefer, at least in a laptop, and it gets the job done. There's also a privacy switch for the webcam, which is nice. And this came pre-installed with a local Windows 11 Pro account, which I deleted, and I'm running Fedora on here.
and the compatibility was immaculate. Essentially, everything worked right out of the box except for the fingerprint sensor. So that took a bit of fiddling to get to work. Had to install some packages or something. I don't really remember, but it wasn't a hard fix. I think it took me 30 to 45 minutes of just like some basic Googling and using, like Gemini or something to figure out how to get that to work. Other than that, um, yeah, I think this is a great value for the money. Like, I think it has everything you need. Another one thing you could do, just to help with performance and maybe a little bit of battery life, is changing the thermal interface material, or whatever thermal paste is on here, to the Honeywell phase change material. I don't remember the it's like PTM 7950 or something like that. I don't remember the exact model number or anything, but I heard that works wonders in pretty much any sort of electronic that require it. So right here is where your 5850 is, or whatever mobile chip, and heat's carried through these two fins or pipes, and heat is expelled out of from this fan onto the side. So pretty basic thermal management system, but and I'm sure there's people out there who are enthusiastic enough that maybe have even done some thermal changes like to the fan or something, a more quiet one, but that's a bit beyond me. But I just wanted to show everyone here what a great deal this could be in this day and age. And I think performance is like more than enough for 95% of users, if not more. So definitely check it out. See if what you could find on your local, on eBay or Best Buy Marketplace, or Facebook Marketplace too. I think there's a lot of good deals to be had still in the refurbished and used consumer electronics space, and you could have a deal like this for yourself too. Have a good day, everybody. Bye bye.